She dug through her purse with shaking hands. I had it, the elderly woman whispered, panic rising in her voice. It's all right, ma'am, Sebastian said softly, trying to steady her. But she kept searching. Receipts spilled onto the seat. Keys clattered to the floor. Sebastian's phone buzzed in his pocket. An overdue notice from Morrison Community Bank for his loan. That same morning, his landlord had blocked him. Friday, Sebastian. I won't wait any longer. Unopened utility bills sat on his kitchen counter. Today of all days, he couldn't afford to let a fare walk away unpaid. But he also couldn't watch the elderly woman break down in his back seat. Her eyes filled with tears. Before we dive in, if this is your first time watching one of our stories, please hit the subscribe button. It helps us bring you more stories that touch you. Now, let's proceed. My daughter's wedding. It's starting soon. Sebastian made a quiet decision. He'd wait. Maybe she'd find the money. And if she didn't, he'd let it go. Minutes passed. She never found it. Sebastian pulled up near the venue and parked. It's okay, he said gently. You can go. She looked at him, startled, then relieved. Thank you, she whispered, voice breaking. She stepped out of the car. Sebastian watched her walk toward the entrance. Then he saw security immediately stepped in front of the elderly woman. She was saying something, pleading. Shortly, a woman in a wedding dress appeared in the doorway. Even from the car, he could see the coldness in her expression. The bride spoke to the elderly woman. You can't come into the wedding. You decided not to show up for Dad's funeral. Security escorted her away from the entrance. Guests watching whispered at each other. The elderly woman walked back to the cab, tears streaming down her face. She got in without a word. Sebastian sat there, stunned by what he'd just witnessed. Ma'am, where can I take you? Just back where you found me. Her voice was barely a whisper. The ride back was silent except for her soft crying. Sebastian glanced in the rearview mirror. She stared out the window like someone watching their whole world collapse. When they arrived at the apartment building, she turned to him. I'm so sorry, she said. If you come back tomorrow, I promise I'll... Please, Sebastian interrupted gently. Don't worry about it. Just take care of yourself. She looked at him with such gratitude it almost broke his heart. Then she got out and walked slowly toward the building. Sebastian drove home. Later that night, as he cleaned the back seat, something caught his eye. A business card, gold embossed, expensive. He picked it up. Evelyn Morrison, founder and chairman, Morrison Community Bank. Sebastian's breath caught. He reached into his wallet and pulled out his debit card. The same logo stared back at him. No way, he whispered. The elderly woman he drove was the owner of the bank he owed. But something wasn't right. The address on her card wasn't the apartment building where he dropped her off. It was Riverside Estates, the wealthiest gated community in Atlanta. He waited 2 days to see if the card owner would reach out. She didn't. The next morning, he drove to the address on the card. When he pulled up to the Morrison estate, his cab looked like a toy in the circular driveway. Bentley, Mercedes, Range Rover, a mansion that belonged in a magazine. A young woman in professional attire answered the door. Can I help you? Sebastian held up the card. Someone left this in my cab few days ago. I wanted to return it. The woman's face went white. You saw my grandmother? Where? Her name was Lisa. She invited Sebastian inside. My grandmother has early-stage Alzheimer's, Lisa explained, her voice tight. She gets confused, forgets where she lives. Sometimes she thinks she's back in 1985, living in that apartment on Mitchell Street. That's where she started the bank. Sebastian's throat tightened. She was trying to go to her daughter's wedding. Lisa closed her eyes. My mother uninvited her. She hired security specifically to keep her out. Why? Lisa's voice cracked. 30 years ago, my grandfather had a heart attack. My grandmother was in New York closing a merger during the financial crisis, a deal that saved 200 families from losing their jobs. By the time she got back, Grandpa was gone. My mother never forgave her. Sebastian sat in silence. Lisa picked up her phone. I need to call my mother. She asked his full contact details, made a note, and he took his leave. 2 weeks later, Sebastian received a call. A formal invitation to return to the Morrison estate. When he arrived, Evelyn Morrison was different. Lucid, clear-eyed. She sat in her study surrounded by 4 decades of banking awards. Please sit. Sebastian sat. My granddaughter told me what you did, Mrs. Morrison said. When I was confused, you treated me with dignity. When I couldn't pay, you asked for nothing. When my own daughter locked me out, you showed me kindness. She slid a folder across the desk. I searched your name on our account records. The $12,000 loan for your daughter's education. Sebastian's heart pounded. It's forgiven. Paid in full. He couldn't breathe. Ma'am, I can't. You can. You will. She slid another document forward. I'm also offering you a position. Personal driver. $85,000 a year. Full benefits. Health insurance for your family. Tears streamed down Sebastian's face. I need someone I trust, Mrs. Morrison said quietly. Someone who sees people, not positions. She stood. Follow me. They walked to the garage. Mrs. Morrison opened the door. Inside sat the Bentley, the Mercedes, the Range Rover, and one more vehicle, a brand new Toyota Highlander. Deep blue, perfect for a family. The Mercedes is for work, Mrs. Morrison said, but this is yours, for your wife, your daughters. Sebastian broke down completely. You gave me my dignity when I had nothing, Mrs. Morrison said softly. Let me give you something that matters. 3 weeks later, Sebastian sat in the driver's seat of the Mercedes S-Class, wearing his new uniform. Mrs. Morrison sat in back as they pulled up to a Morrison Bank branch opening. He opened her door. She smiled warmly and took his arm. As they walked inside together, Sebastian thought about that Thursday afternoon, about a confused elderly woman who couldn't pay her fare, about a daughter who'd locked her out, about a choice to show kindness when it cost him something. He'd thought he was just helping a stranger get home. He had no idea he was helping the woman who'd give his family a future. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness creates the biggest change. And sometimes kindness finds its way back to you when you need it most.